And good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Harringay Stadium. And tonight, the 9th meeting of the season for the Stadium Trophy and the most important race of the Stockcar calendar, the World Stockcar Championship Final, sponsored by our very good friends, Messrs. W.D. and H.O. Wills. And coming down from the pits are the competitors in their grid position order. So as they come out, I'm sure you're going to lift the roof of all these grandstands around here. Don't worry, they belong to the GRA, not to us. So let's hear everybody cheering as they come out.
Okay.
That's the idea. Come on, let's hear it from all you fans from everywhere. Here come your favourites. That's the idea. I'll introduce them all to you again when they line up in front of the grandstand, but let's have cheers for everyone as they come out of the paddock. The mechanics bringing them out at the moment. These are the cars. The drivers will be following them down in a moment, and they're still rolling down the hill which leads down from the pits. And in a few moments they will be introduced to our guest of honour this evening, Miss Valerie Brooks. Tremendous crush, I understand, in the pit area tonight, which is making things extra difficult for our very gallant pit officials. But Charlie Varney out there, the Chief Pit Marshal, is having a heroic struggle to get the cars through the seething mass of spectators and supporters who rather anxiously want to have a quick word with the driver before he comes out. This is understandable, but it seems as though it's causing a spot of delay as they come out of the pits. And just to recap, I'm sure you're all well aware of this fact, just as well as I am, but there have been throughout the country this year 12 qualifying rounds in which competitors were able to try and get into tonight's big race. Here's the defending champion's car. And here's the man with the gold roof at the moment. Whether he's going to be able to retain that for next season remains to be seen. The next 25 laps will surely tell us. As I was saying, there were 12 qualifying rounds, then we had 2 semi-finals, one at Coventry and one at West Ham last week, and from those, and a total entry of something like 400 competitors, we see tonight 25 of the top drivers in the country competing for this premier event of the year, the World Championship. Still struggling through the seething mass in the paddock, and it's number 5, digging order with car out now. This driver has quite a following, and his own driver fan club, so I'm sure they're going to be cheering. I haven't seen number 5 banner anywhere yet, but I'm sure it's around somewhere. And you can imagine the feelings, I'm sure now, of the 25 competitors as they wait to come down here. They're all rather anxious to get into the race and get on with the job. I'm sure this is how they're feeling, but on occasions like this we must have our pageantry. Oh, here they come. Pretty well all of the cars out now. I think there's one of the back markers, Chippy Weston, coming out, which should indicate that all the cars are on the track at the moment. All looking very pristine, having been smartened up especially for the occasion. And to this I think full credit to all the drivers and their very eager band of enthusiastic mechanics. Now there's the entire pack of cars on the grid, and they're in the paddock waiting to come out are the drivers themselves, and this is an excellent chance to cheer, I'm sure. You can see them all shuffling up there. So now over to our maroon. down the line to number 2 on the grid. And may I introduce you to the youngest competitor in tonight's final, third last year, from Ipswich, Alan Wardroper. And a kiss for the young boy. Well done. And he didn't even blush. And down the line, having passed over the flag to number 3 on the grid, this of course is on points qualification, and also from Suffolk, from Woodbridge, number 68, Trevor Frost. Moving quickly down the line, we want to get on to the ball here, and our next man, number 61 from Sunbury-on-Thames, second last year, number 61, Ken Freeman. Back and down to the defending world champion from Oxford, that blustering character, Freddie Mitchell. Miss Brooks wishes Freddie well, as I'm sure they all do. And down the line to our next competitor, one of the oldest, if you don't mind me saying so, but still one of the best, number 104, Ted Bankhurst. Father of the one we met earlier, number 5 from Ipswich, Doug Wardroper. Moving down the line again, and still in the eastern counties, from Cambridgeshire, Wisbech, number 331, Ron Pearce. Now come on, I can't hear you cheering for all of these characters. We move now to a London driver from Glasgow, number 133, Terry Coe. As a boy with a shock of red hair. And down to the next man, he's in charge of the drivers at least, number 409, chairman of the association, Chick Woodruff. From East London, from Chingford, garage man, motorcyclist, Alan Briggs. And we're really moving down here rather quickly. And from the Midlands, a rare visitor, but we welcome him, 152, Ron Rogers. And staying right in the middle here to meet our next driver from Hammersmith, number 6, Johnny King. And down to the next batch here, and from the Midlands also, from South Kilworth, is number 163 rather, Roy Goodwin. And we're down into a different angle around here. They seem to have lined them up rather differently. And it's number 35 they're meeting now from Mill Hills, Rob Dorr. From Birmingham or thereabouts, the top, the immaculate gentleman who breaks a special salute from Miss Brooks. Well done. Black and white show indeed, and it's Terry Haywood. And now we really come to the old man, the old Vic himself, the man on the gold standard, Vic Faraday. The man who's competed in more finals than all other competitors tonight. And next, new boy, 475 from Nepworth, George Ansell. From Aylesbury in Bucks, a first appearance for 159. And here he is. And we move now to 127, Jeff Harrison from Cheltenham. And still in London here with another grand veteran of the sport, number 7 from Walworth, Darky Wright. And from across the water, across the channel, from Holland, the Dutchman, Barry van den Houtelaar. From Oxford, number 37, Don Evans. All these competitors getting a nice cheery word from Miss Valerie Brooks as we move down. And the next man from surprise qualifier of us, Les Wesley, number 125. And last, but by no means least, number 62, Chippy Weston. And with every competitor now having received his plaque and the donations from our sponsors, they're all coming round on a lap of honour, seated on the roof of their car, and I'm sure you're going to cheer each and every one as they come round in front of you before they then begin the really serious business of racing for the 25-lap World Championship. Off we go on the warming lap start, and as usual, I'm going to ask you to wave and cheer and shout, because the boys tell me it means so much to them to know that they've got friends on the outside of the fence. They won't have any on the inside of the fence for the next 25 laps. The loveliest seat in the world, the stock car, in a race like this. Right, good luck to everybody. And the Jeep controlling them nicely down the back straight. As they go down towards the pit. "25 competitors then for the race of the season, 25 laps to go. A wonderful prize at the end of it all, a gold room for the winner, very handsome cash award, and a very wonderful silver trophy." And as they come into the pits, tempo begins to build up. You can almost sense it and touch it with a knife. The opening lap is so vitally important for a race like this. Organizing, hanging back there slightly as they come up behind the starter, who begins to speed away. Down goes the flag, and a good start. With Alan Wardropper holding that inside line, Leighton pushing him wide as they go down the back straight. Trevor Frost through, Ken Freeman moving on the inside of Alan Wardropper, who surprisingly has dropped back. Ken Freeman gets the push from Ted Pankhurst, and Alan Wardropper right out into about 7th place at the end of the first lap, and also Leighton goes into the lead from Trevor Frost with Ted Pankhurst, Ken Freeman, and Kenny Mitchell with Johnny Wardropper swinging on the inside. Mitchell and Freeman dropping back there. Alan Wardropper begins to make his presence felt now as they come into the pit corner. And the first casualty, round goes 152 on the pit corner. That's on the second lap. And it's all relation then from Earl Foster. That's the one of 1957 leading as they go down the back straight from Ted Pankhurst now in second spot. Trevor Frost third, W. Wardropper fourth, Freddie Mitchell fifth, and Alan Wardropper sixth coming down the straight here for the third time. 25 laps to go, and George Ansley, 475, is in the fence on the Green Lane fence as they go. The leaders go down the back straight, and Leighton is now beginning to nose it on the back marker there. The back marker at this stage, 163 footmen. And as they go into the pit corner to the Green Lane fence rather, it's Leighton and Alan Wardropper passes Freddie Mitchell there, drops a couple of placings, and the order is now 42, 104, 68, 245, and 61, and then 38. And Mitchell visibly slowing. Trevor Frost giving W. Wardropper the push as Wardropper passed in there to move up on the leaderboard into fourth place now. This boy's third place is Gordon Mitchell, who has been placed very regularly here in the past. Les Presley in 125 is trouble on the pit corner. And the leader well and truly mixed along the back markers now with the race only 5 laps old. And going round on their 6th lap, it's Morgan Leighton in the lead still from Pankhurst in 104. Back marker in trouble, the top in 154, and Ron Rogers in 152. Leighton is right to the middle now with Pankhurst on his tail. Round goes 409, Chick Woodruff on the Green Lane bend on the 6th lap, so he's out of the running as it were at this stage. And with Leighton sticking his way through, he gets involved with Woodruff for a fraction of a second now. And right on his bumper now is Ted Pankhurst for 104. He's leveling on the inside. And Pankhurst comes through to take the lead at the end of the 8th lap. Only half a running in it, but he's leading. That's it. From Morgan Leighton with W. Wardropper in 3rd place, Alan Wardropper 4th, and in 5th place, Trevor Frost in car 68. And my goodness, they're all tightly bumped there. One Rogers in trouble again in 152. Not accustomed to our tarmac surface here at Harringay. And it's Pankhurst leading them at the end of the 9th lap in 104. 62 is second. 3rd is number 5. 4th is 245. And Johnny King is now coming through in rapid fire in car number 6. There's a man to watch at this stage of the race. Not quite the halfway mark yet. But Pankhurst
increases his lead to a 3-length one from Aubrey Leighton having about 3 lengths also from number 5. And then well down in 2-4-5 with King nestling on the inside of him there, going down the back straight, trying to challenge, but Woodruff in 409 is holding them up, and Woodruff has clipped the barrel there on the pit corner as the leaders come round here, and it's 104 from 42, number 5. A big gap then is there, 2-4-5, getting a push from King. King tried to spin Woodruff over there, but the youngster was with it. He's held on, he's holding King at bay down the back straight. A tremendous scuffle here, the back marker still circulating. We've got few, if any, retirements at this stage. 25 starters at the race 12 lap load, and it's 104 Panthers. The Veteran Lane shoots down there in first place from Aubrey Leighton in car 42, Teddy Woodruff right behind them. They're very close together, within a length of each other. Stretch them there. And as they go down in front of us here, Johnny King looks to be, Freeman rather, looks to be in trouble. In car 61, he's slowing, and it's well out of the order now. Johnny King has dropped back with his challenge. John Evans has lost the wheel of car number 37, and he's running around with sparks coming off the front half, and back up to the front-wing Oxford driver. Pankhurst increases the lead to about 2 lengths going into the Green Lane bend on the 15th lap. 10 laps to go, and my goodness, down the back straight, Dougie Woodruff has moved through on the inside of Aubrey Leighton to take over second place. So this Grant Bedford from Ipswich is still in there with a fighting chance. He's now about 3 lengths, 4 lengths behind Pankhurst. Pankhurst being held up by Les Wesley in 125, who he just brushed aside down the back straight. And round goes Aubrey Leighton in car number 42 on the Green Lane bend, who throws away his chance of being in the first 3. And so the order now is 104 by 2 lengths from number 5. In third place on the 16th lap is Alan Woodruff in car 245. Then comes 68 Trevor Frost, number 6 Johnny King, Rod Door number 35. That's the order. As round on the far side goes 154, the top on the Green Lane bends. He's spun round there, and the race and the track is now beginning to tell conditions are wearing them out. And as they come round here, it's the leader still again, 104. There he is with about a length lead, little more, no, 2 lengths lead now down the back straight from number 5, Wardropper. Third place, Alan Wardropper. So the Wardropper family are in there again, as they always seem to be at the end of a Harringay final. Big Faraday being passed by 409, then comes back and challenges again, and Freddie Mitchell's in trouble, and so too is the Dutchman and Ron Rogers, 386 and 152 in trouble on the Green Lane bend. As the leaders come down here, there goes Pankhurst. Next time round, Mr. Stardust, 5 laps to go. And it's 104 Pankhurst from number 5 Wardropper. In third place, 245 Alan Wardropper. The Wardropper making a concerted effort now as they come in. And Johnny King's in trouble on the top corner in car 6. Also with their 152 and 409. And bad luck to those boys. King coming the reverse way of the track, having lost interest in the race, it would seem. Freddie Mitchell and Aubrey Leighton having a bit of a ding-dong in 7th and 8th placings, I think, as they come round. And there's the leader coming round. It'll be more this time for 104 Pankhurst. A dark horse, outsider almost, but a man right bang in form. And down the back straight, Alan Wardroff is in trouble. In car 245, he's tangled up there with the Dutchman. The Dutchman who was in on the bend there, he came across, the Wardroff came round, and that's thrown away the younger men's chance. And yes, with 3 laps to go, it's 104, number 5, less than a length apart now. My goodness, what a terrific finish. And Wardroff takes the lead. Number 5, Dougie Wardroff takes the lead. Down the back straight with 1.2 laps to go. My voice is stroking as they come round the big corner. Behind Alan Wardroff, Alan Bridgeford, number 5 in the lead. In second place, Pankhurst in 104. And in third place, Rod Door in car 35. Then comes Trevor Frost and Aubrey Leighton in car 42. But my goodness, it's Dougie Wardroff who passed the County Tech Pankhurst with 2 laps to go, coming in as Tony's last lap. And he goes past the grandstand here, 2 lengths ahead of 104, 1 length ahead of 35, who's almost a quarter of a lap behind now. And in 4th place is Trevor Frost in car 68, then comes Leighton in car 42. and jockey right in number 7, but here's Wardroper for the flag and the new world champion, Dougie Wardroper. In second place, 104, Ted Pankhurst. The race not yet over. A long way to go yet. Can we keep the lights out, please? The race far from over for the back markers who are being slowed as they come round there. But the decision is made, and it's the veteran Dougie Wardroper, who's been thereabouts for many times, has finally achieved his ambition of winning the 1963 Stockcar World Championship final. Behind him in second place, Ted Pankhurst in 104. In third place, number 35, Rod Dorr. In fourth place, number 68, Trevor Frost. In fifth place, number 42, Orbit Layton. In sixth place, number 7, Jockey Wright. Seventh, number 38, Freddie Mitchell. Eighth, number 138, Alan Brigg. Ninth, number 409, Woodruff. 10th, number 133, Terry Cole. And now the winner is known. We'll make the presentations on the grandstand, in front of the grandstand rather, in a few moments when I've got my breath back again, and I'm sure you've got yours. But the fireworks there heralding the new 1963 world champion, Dougie Wardroper, for now getting tremendous reception from his pals down there. Right, well, I've just dashed around the pits now to try and get hold of the new world champion. Congratulations to you, Dougie.
Thanks very much, Peter.
What did it feel like to be world champion?
Well, it feels great, really.
And what sort of a race was it for you then?
It was a hard race. There was no let up right from the start. You had to keep going. And once I saw Alan sort of drop back, I knew that to do anything, I got to keep really going. And it was just a question of pressing on and going as fast as one could all the way through.
And did you know you were in front when you passed Ted?
Yes, I knew where I was throughout the race. I mean, I'd started fairly well up from the front, and I knew the positions. And as I was getting nearer to the front, I felt my chances were getting better. And although I admit I had a job to get past Ted, he was really going.
And you thought it was pretty hectic all the way then, eh?
It was, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to you, Dougie.
Thanks very much.